Hey folks, how's it going? It's your favorite realty team, Evantz Saint-Gerard,
And Dean Graver.
representing New York. We are Team NWE of Keller Williams Realty Landmark. Welcome to season two. We have a special guest today. I'm going to let him introduce himself.
Yeah, my name is Bill Foder. Work with Keller Williams here in Stroudsburg in the Poconos. We're about 80 miles from New York City.
All right, so how long would that take, basically driving wise?
God, I've done it many times. It takes an hour from bridge to
Okay.
bridge. Now, you're in Queens, depends on the cross Bronx Expressway or
Yeah.
the long
So we'll
avenue.
probably add another hour to that. So basically maybe 2
Yeah,
hours.
I've been in Manhattan and it's taken me an hour to go 10 blocks. So, you know, I'm just giving you the times from bridge to bridge. Most of the time.
All right. Where you're at right now, is there a lot of traffic like New York traffic or?
No, there really is not. It's. Um, I have to tell you, on the weekends, Route 80 can get pretty busy, mainly because visitors. We're in a community that a lot of people visit
Okay.
because we're so close to New Jersey, New York, a lot of ski areas.
So are you saying it's a town that pretty much people can buy a second home
Yes,
and
a
weekend?
lot,
Okay.
a lot of second homes here. A lot of people own that second home and they'll live here part of the week and live in New York part of the week. Um, I have neighbors that they leave on Monday morning and come home late Tuesday night, leave again Wednesday and come home Thursday night or Friday.
Is there still a lot of new construction developments there?
There's new construction, but not as much as you would think.
Okay.
We went through a real building boom back in the early 2000s, but there is new construction, but not like we had back then.
Okay. And
So there's no real big communities that they're developing. A lot of infill. When I say infill, it's the community might have 500 lots, but only 300 are built on. So they're buying a couple different builders are buying lots here and there and putting up new houses.
Okay.
Hey, Bill, before I forget, let's talk about the areas that you service. What areas specifically?
Well, I service Monroe County mainly, but I service parts of Northampton County, Carbon, and Pike County too. Mainly because of the proximity. When you come across that bridge, my office is right there in Stroudsburg. Northampton County is only 4 miles away. So parts of it there. Carbon County from where I live is only 5 miles away. So I service an area that can take me all over, really.
All right. Now, I know people go to the Poconos for skiing. Is there also summer activities there?
Oh, there's a lot of summer activities. I mean, there's different lakes, like you can go to Lake Harmony. They have motorboating. There's three or four different indoor water parks, outdoor water parks.
Okay.
Kalahari is here. Camelback, Camel Beach. Camelback is skiing. Camel Beach is their indoor parks for water.
I like that.
Split Rock Resort. Great Wolf. So they're all right here.
Okay. Are there casinos there now too?
There is. Where Mount Airy Casino is right here in Monroe County. And then Mohegan Sun is in Luzerne County. And we have one right down in near Easton. Well, Easton is straight across Route 78 from New York. And I'm about 18 miles north of Easton. So they're not far apart.
Okay. And are you guys finding a lot of New Yorkers moving there now? Because I hear about the Poconos and I hear about people moving to Pennsylvania. I was just wondering if in your area you were experiencing that.
Oh, absolutely, Dean. I mean, we're getting a lot of people coming out of New York, New Jersey, especially with the way this is the virus right now. People is telling us they just need more space.
Yeah.
And affordability.
I'm glad you wrote that up. Speaking of affordability, what are the people looking for when they're out there? I mean, what prices can they?
Dean. I mean, Evantz, it really, really varies. We have people, looking in the low 100s, and then people.
I'm sorry. Say that one more time.
Yeah, that's
low 100s.
I literally just fainted right now when you just said low 100s.
Yeah, and they're becoming harder to find, but people are still trying to come out and look for it.
Okay.
And they're there. And with the way interest rates are right now, listen, people are coming here and they realize I can get a $150,000 to $200,000 house, taxes, insurance, all in, and pay less, $200, $300, $400 less per month than I'm paying for rent in New York or New Jersey for a 3-bedroom house.
Wow.
It may not be in that ideal community where they're, or ideal, oh, this is my dream home, but it's somewhere that they call home.
Okay. Now, are you seeing people buying investment homes also out there?
We are, and people are trying to do Airbnb, but they really need to do their homework when they're doing that. A lot of people, second homes are okay, but we're seeing more and more people every day calling, listen, I'm going to buy this house, I want to Airbnb it, or VRBO. It's not going to work. Monroe County, at least Monroe County, each municipality is different.
Right.
And then when you get into the community, that's different too. There's areas that have licenses for some of this, and there's a few homeowners associations and areas that aren't giving any more licenses.
All right. So anybody considering that, they have to do their research, be very thorough.
And not just them, the agent too. We all do, because, and it's changing daily. It really is. But we are selling a lot of second homes. Like, people don't want to rent them; they're just coming here to buy.
Okay.
But Bill, that seems like a real important point, because you could be sitting here in New York or another part of the country and you have a thought or an idea about how you can buy and turn something into an Airbnb, but they really do need an experienced agent on the other end to help guide them through that. So I'm glad you brought that up. I never heard of that, and I'm in this business as far as what you had mentioned. So that's it seems like there's a lot of useful and a lot of helpful information that you have for people.
Sure, absolutely. I mean, some of these communities, I won't say the communities, some of the developments, because most housing areas here have a name,
right?
Just like any place else. They, people ruined it for other people. They turned them into party houses, is what they turned them into.
Okay.
And homeowners that are living there year round don't want that. Listen, if you come here, and I'm originally from Staten Island, so if you
I
come
felt there was a New York vibe there. I was like, I'm hearing a New York accent in there somewhere.
So if you come here, people are just asking you, be respectful. That's all. Like, I have neighbors here that, they work a couple of days in New York and they live here, and
Well, it seems like you can commute. You said it was 78 miles from Bridge to Bridge.
A lot of people commuting. A lot of people. You'd be surprised.
People live out in Suffolk County and work in the city. I mean, in Manhattan. So that's 78 miles. Let's say.
So it sounds like it's a common thing also, because a lot of people are doing this. So if somebody was considering, why don't we sell our house here? We have easier getting more space somewhere else, like where you are right now. Mm-hmm. And, yes, we'll have to commute, but, at least we'll have more space, more privacy, and a lot more stuff, to do out there.
Yeah, it's true. There's a bus line that goes into the city. Mart's bus picks up in all kinds of areas throughout the Poconos here, going into the city. You can drive into Andover, New Jersey, which is not that far, about a half hour, 40 minutes if that, and jump on a train if you want. It'll take you in through Hoboken into the Port Authority.
What amenities can you talk about in your areas in the Poconos? Like, what's drawing people to your location besides the mountains?
Well, it's a combination. I mean, people are looking for that getaway, for the vacation spot. There's multiple ski areas within probably 15 miles. You have Camelback, you have Big Boulder, Jack Frost.
I'm seeing a smile on Dean's face right now. Keep talking.
There's snow tubing.
You know where I'm going Wednesday.
Yeah, I mean, there's snow tubing. There's, you go a little further north into Pike County and Lake Ball and Popac, they have ice fishing, summer activities. You have multiple state parks, Delaware Water Gap. The Appalachian Trail runs along the southern border of Monroe County here and into New Jersey, right across the river. And that's only part of it. But there's a beautiful, in the Delaware Water Gap, there's beautiful views from there. You have Belchville State Park here for summer activities. There's fishing, There's hunting, and you know, people love hunting too.
You know what? We've been doing this series for a while. Nobody's actually mentioned hunting.
Yeah, I mean, you know, you can look in the background, okay?
Hmm.
I mean, there's houses, but that's out my back window, by the way.
Okay.
Okay. But there's houses around, but they're not, and there's developments, they're close, some of them, but some of them aren't. You know, it's somewhat rural. So a lot of people do hunting around here.
All right. So what would you say is kind of unique in your area?
Hunting.
Besides hunting, we already mentioned that. Besides the hunting.
You know, the whole area is unique because Monroe County itself is like 600 square miles. So each area is unique and it has its own nuances. So there's so many different things
All right.
that makes it different.
All right. So you've been selling property out there for a while. Is there a specific area that you like? You know what? When my clients are telling me, I don't know, please guide me where I want to go. Where should I go? Where's the place that you, let's say they're a young family, they want to move out to your area. Where would you tell them you need to go here or check out this place? What ideas you would give them?
Well, it depends on their price point. And that's not lying, because as you get away from the Stroudsburg area out a little bit further, up in, like, let's say up on top of the plateau, the mountain, up above Camelback, up that way,
Right.
or up north a little bit further towards Bushkill, it becomes a little bit cheaper. So I don't tell them anywhere in particular until I know exactly what they want to be.
Okay.
You know, we have people coming here out of New York, New Jersey, they're looking to buy cash. And the truth is, they're not looking for any particular area. Some are, some aren't. Listen, I have this much to spend. Put me in a, you know, in this price point.
All right. So
They're
the
looking
house
at
is,
Poconos as a global thing, the Poconos, and it's up to you to, you know, help them.
Well, it is, because it starts over in Carbon County and Monroe County here, and it kind of goes north up through, you know, into up past Lake Wall and Pawpack. People consider that parts of the Poconos. So it's a tremendous area. You know, I mean, Lake Wall and Pawpack has 50 some odd miles of shoreline. You know, I mean, you know, so, and there's all kinds of communities around that.
all
And then
right.
there's a bunch of little lakes there too.
Talk to us about the other communities that are near the shoreline that you mentioned.
You have Big Boulder Lake. That's in Carbon County. They allow motorboats, you know, and in that community, you can buy a house for $200,000, and then you can buy something on the lake, you know, that's a tear down for 800,000 or 900,000. You know, so and up there they're allowing to do people to do Airbnb and short-term rentals in that particular area.
So Dean, a typical house, basically, let's say Lynbrook Valley Stream, what, like a regular four bedroom, 2 baths, how much would that go for?
Selling for, well, you know, when we started doing this series 2 months ago, I was going to say 550 to 575 on Long Island. You could move that up to like 650 already.
All right, so six
Long Island. Average home, South Shore, Long Island, nothing fancy, just a basic home on a quarter acre.
So 650 basically, and Bill, how much could you get? Let's say they don't want to spend that whole thing; they just want to spend.
No, they want to retire.
300. They want to retire. They want a forever home. What can they get?
They can get a fairly nice home. They get at least 3 bedrooms, 2.5 baths, possibly 4, depending on the style and the location. But it's doable. And, you know, we're just like everybody else. Price points are getting pushed up.
Okay.
You know, it's getting tougher and tougher, but it's doable. You just have to be patient.
You have to be patient, and you have to work with the right agent also.
Right. I mean, you know, it just depends, because people come in with unrealistic expectations. You know, I want this, and this, because they heard people bought this 3 or 4 years ago. You know, until 2017. Let me go back here for a second. Up until about 2009, 2010, before the bubble, right?
Right.
the prices here were going through the roof, and then all of a sudden everything crashed. And then we had so many foreclosures here up until about 2017. Our median price, this is early 2017, was only about $135,000.
Man, that's not that long ago.
That's only 3 years ago. Now, the last 2 years, just as a matter of fact, I went back and looked. I look at the market every day. Last year, around this time, we had about 6 months supply of homes overall throughout the whole market. Right now, we're at like 1.7. That's at all price points. Now the higher end, I'm saying higher end 300,000 and above, we're like 2.8, 2.9.
That's something.
Below 250, we're at like 1.3.
Wow.
So it's a balancing act. And that's why I say people need to be patient when they want to look.
They have to build their team clearly. Obviously, if they're selling something here and they need to buy in your area, they need to make contact with you. What would you say? I'm going to go back to that in a minute. What would you say is the best kept secret in your area besides the mountains? You mentioned, the outdoor activities. What's your best kept secret?
The downtown Stroudsburg area, people underplay it. There's a lot of nice shops there, a lot of restaurants. They're revitalizing, and when I say revitalizing, there's new places coming in because a lot of the stores are older, and they're just redoing stuff, and restaurants and things are taking over. And there's a lot of wineries in the area.
Really?
All right, wine. All right. So I didn't think of the Poconos as a wine country.
No, it really is. Like, there's a big one here, Blue Ridge Winery. And look it up. I'll tell you what, that guy's killing it. I mean, he knows how to market. People from all over are coming there.
Okay.
Even during the pandemic, because you got people, distanced properly. You got outside space, indoor space. But if you like wine, you might want to visit there.
Okay. Might want to do more than visit. You might want to consider buying a property out there.
Yeah, that's true.
All right. Too. So you mentioned all kinds of stuff. Now, for the people who have younger families or middle family, let's say kids are going to college and stuff like that, or people are retiring, what other things are out there, like music, arts, anything like that? Anything you want to share?
Well, we have East Stroudsburg University, right in East Stroudsburg, so it's only a couple miles over the bridge. We also have Northampton Community College, Monroe campus here. And they hold all kinds of musicals and art things throughout the year. I mean, obviously with the pandemic, it's been a little bit slower, but there's a lot of great things. Shawnee-on-the-Delaware has a lot of great festivals throughout the year with arts and different things.
All right. Well, with COVID, basically, pretty much took over the year. A lot of people have been very creative, and they've been, thinking outside the box. What have you seen in your areas that people have been doing just to stay busy and just to stay active?
In my area, I see more and more people buying homes and just looking for space to play in the yard, because a lot of properties here are a lot bigger than what you guys were telling me. 40 by 100 or 40 by 80.
40 by 100 is large here.
Yeah, most of the places are bigger than a quarter of an acre. But I'll tell you what, and that's only some of the communities, but you're getting a half acre to an acre or more in a lot of places. And people just have to go outside their yard. You see, what I'm seeing is people spending more time with the kids outside.
I'm noticing that a lot also. Throughout COVID.
But they're not all over the place. They're just in the yard, kicking the ball, playing baseball like they used to, instead of being on the phone all the time.
You know what? A lot of throughout this year, a lot of people realized the stuff that's really important. They slowed down, and you know what? Let's put the technology to the side and go back to square one. Like you mentioned, the backyard, just going outside, hanging out with your family. Mm-hmm. And you don't need a big crowd if you have a big backyard or you have a small yard. It doesn't really matter as long as you're with your family. Just hanging out, just playing Uno or dominoes, whatever it is, or just talking.
Right. I mean, I see them taking just family walks in neighborhoods, that I drove through before and never really saw a lot of people. I knew people were there, but just never really saw a lot of people. And what we're seeing, even with the influx here, again, go back to that.
But lifestyles are changing now also, so it might be more of a permanent thing. And even if, things return to normal, people might really appreciate, like you had mentioned, people playing in the yard and putting the phones down. That's a good thing. Everything goes in cycles, and maybe that's just a nicety or something that, that will come out of everything.
Maybe that's something that could stay more permanent. We
Yeah.
take less time, on our phones and more time. Hey, let's enjoy our environment while we have it.
Well, I'm hearing, I'm sure you guys are too, just more and more people working remotely.
Yep.
So those people don't need to be close to the city. They're looking to move further out. Maybe they were in an apartment and now they want to buy that house. They have more space for their family, and daddy don't have to go to the office every day or whatever. He goes once a week maybe, or once a month because of that. Because of things like this, the Zoom meetings and you never really connected like that before. You have, but not as much as you have now.
You also have that other aspect, basically, people who are retiring and they want their forever home in the Poconos. Being where you're located right now, you still have close proximity to New York, to New Jersey, and to the surrounding area. So family members can come and visit, safely, obviously. If they want to visit grandma and grandpa during the weekend, obviously they do it safely, and they'll figure it out. They're not that far from the rest of the New York family or wherever people are watching this from.
Right. Whether it be New Jersey, whatever. I mean, we're about 45 minutes to an hour, depending on where you live, from Morristown, New Jersey, which has a lot of arts and different amenities too. So it's in the center of New Jersey, so it's not that far. I'm not pushing people that way. I'm just, but we're not far from anything at all.
Right. Speaking of not far from anything, this is my favorite segment, and Dean's smiling. He knows what I'm going to ask.
Yes.
Food. What is the Poconos known for food-wise?
You know what? It's become very eclectic. There's a little bit of everything. There's Spanish, there's Mediterranean, there's Bohemian, there is Italian. So
you know what? Let's go back a second.
Mexican.
You said Bohemian. I'm kind of curious. What is Bohemian?
Well, you know what?
Are we talking vegan?
People are going vegan. There's people coming out of Bahamas, so that are cooking food that from the Jamaican. So
all right.
So Bohemian is kind of like a mix of everything.
All right.
Because there aren't. I won't tell you there's a lot of those restaurants, but they're here. In certain areas.
So there's a mix of everything. If you're moving out to the Poconos, there's a mix
Absolutely.
of everything. You're not going to be homesick.
Not giving up anything.
Yeah,
No.
you're going to have your comfort food while you're.
No.
You'll have your comfort food while you're enjoying, your view of your backyard, like Bill's backyard right now. All right. I'm gonna have to put you on the spot. Out of all the food that's in the area, what's your favorite?
I like a little Mexican restaurant. It's takeout right now, but it's all homemade.
Anything in particular, Mexican food wise?
Do I? I like the fajitas mostly.
Fajitas, all right.
Yeah, I don't go for too spicy. I used to, but not anymore.
All right. Gotcha. All right. So you gave us a lot of stuff to think about, in the Poconos area. Is there anything that I'm missing that I could ask you that people should know about, like about the Poconos? If they're considering the next move?
Just reach out and give you any information you want. There's so much information. It's hard to tell you what's what here because it's so large.
All right. So they need to do a sit-down consultation with you.
Absolutely.
Speaking of which, how do they reach you? How do they reach you if they need to make a plan? Hey, you know what? We need to go out there a weekend and start looking at some homes. How do they reach Bill?
They can reach me by email. It's B, my last name, Foder, Foder, @kw.com. Or they can call me at 570-350-5482. Or they can go to my website at bfoder.kw.com.
Awesome. Thank you, Bill. Dean, if they're considering selling their home here in Queens, Long Island, Brooklyn, or the Bronx, and they want to move to where Bill is, how can they reach you?
Very easy. Just call or text me at 516-527-9549. Or Evans, your number?
They can reach me at my cell phone, which is 917-975-5985. You can also reach me on my email, which is my first name, evantz@yahoo.com.
Website.
Dean, hit him with the website.
Hit them with the website, mynyhomesales.com. Check us out.
Put it in the
there.
books. Put it in the books, Dean.
Yeah.
All right. I want to thank Bill, our guest, for being on the show today. We have an exciting season. I want to thank Bill. Dean,
Bill, thank you very much.
Hey, thanks for having me, guys.
Dean, thank you for co-hosting. If you have any questions about buying or selling or investing in real estate, feel free to give us a call. You can reach Dean, you can reach myself, or you can reach Bill. We're here to help. We're here to service you guys. If you need some help, we can point you in the right direction to help you with your next move. I like my little segue right there. Anyway, before I forget, I want to say thank you for everybody for watching. Continue watching. We have much more episodes coming. And like, share, and subscribe to our channel, and tell all your friends about us. Talk to you soon. Bye.
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 Take care.